with Metro Manila Council President and San Juan Mayor Francis Zamora, who joins us over the line this morning. Good morning. Welcome to Morning Matters. Mayor?
Yes, Gretchen. Hello,
Magandang umaga
Gretchen.
po.
Good morning. Yes, Gretchen, good morning and thank you for having me on your program.
Okay, Mayor, the Metro Manila Council has passed a resolution mandating the national agencies to coordinate with the LGUs when it comes to infrastructure projects. Ano po ang magiging role po dito ng LGU? Can you describe to us, what are the major changes when it comes to the processes?
Yes, Gretchen, just to give you a background, dati po kasi, bigla na lang pong nagsisimula ang DPWH magsagawa ng mga proyekto. They start excavating, they start building infrastructure projects without coordinating with the local government units. And this is something that came out in the investigations conducted by President Marcos himself when he visited substandard and ghost projects in the provinces. And the Metro Manila Council deemed it necessary to pass a resolution to express our concerns regarding non-coordination of the DPWH and also other national government agencies. Now, the President issued a directive about 2 weeks ago requiring NGAs, such as DPWH, to coordinate with the LGUs before they conduct any infrastructure project. And about 3 days ago, Gretchen, the President issued another directive, this time requiring LGUs to sign a certificate of acceptance. So without us LGUs signing the acceptance, these projects will not be deemed completed. This will really help in terms of accountability, because now LGUs will have to sign off these projects for them to be deemed completed. So this is one step forward, really, in ensuring that there will be no more ghost projects or substandard projects, because now we will have to sign off the acceptance of these completed projects.
So ibig sabihin po, nandun po kayo sa simula at saka sa dulo. Tama po ba? What kind of permit do they need to get from the LGU at the very start of the project?
Well, yung habol natin dito is coordination. Ang tanong dito, Gretchen, merong pondong DPWH. Meron silang gustong proyekto. Ang tanong, ang proyektong to kailangan ba talaga ng LGU? Alam ba nila kung saan dapat magtayo ng pumping station? Alam ba nila kung saan dapat maglagay ng slow protection? Mas alam po ng LGU. The DPWH and the LGUs coordinate yung projects po natin kasi tama yung papagtayuan nito. Alam namin ngayon magkano ang halaga, alam namin ano ang scope of work, ano ang program of work, and now more importantly, bago ito classify as a complete project, ay yun, i-certify namin ito. So malaking bagay yan kasi dati, Gretchen, bigla na lang mayroong mga projects ng DPWH na lumalabas, completed na raw, in fact, nabayaran na, pero based on investigations, ghost projects pala ito, or substandard projects. So ngayon, with the new directives of the President, ay mas magkakaroon tayo ng level of accountability.
Akin pong natatanong yun kung anong klaseng permit, kasi parang there was confusion at some point kung building permit ba yung kinakailangang kunin, kasi hindi daw building itong flood control works. Your thoughts on that? How would you exactly sign off sa simula?
Okay. Meron kasing tinatawag na the completion of work. So, sa start naman, pag merong proposed projects ng DPWH halimbawa, so sila dapat makipag-ugnayan nga sa LGUs. Yung iba LGUs, meron silang ordinances, Gretchen, requiring the application of permits and payment of fees. Some LGUs don't have these kinds of ordinances. But what's important is yung coordination. What's important is yung approval. Kasi nga po, and this is something that I learned from my fellow city mayors as National President of the League of Cities of the Philippines. I consulted them about this. At Gretchen, totoong nangyayari na bigla na lang may mga nagsisimulang mga proyekto na hindi nila alam. Nalalaman na lang nila kapag nakapaghukay na Nalalaman na lang nila kapag nagsisimula na. At much worse, pag nagkaloko-loko, nagtuturuan na bigla, no? So ito yung gusto nating maiwasan. So regardless of the kinds of ordinances that LGUs have passed, yung mismong documentation, yung mismong coordination, and now sa dulo, yung certificate of acceptance. Kasi ngayon, dito sa San Juan, just to give an example, Gretchen, para ma-deemed complete ang project, pinapasign ng DPWH yan sa end user. So kung ang end user ay barangay dahil barangay hall yan, yung barangay captain na nagsasign. Kung ang end user ay DepEd because public school building yan, yung principal na nagsasign. So ngayon, based on the new directive of the President, kinakailangan yung mayor na mismo ang mag-sign. So again, hindi rin ito nangyayari sa iba't ibang cities dati. So now with these new directives, mas magkakaroon ng maayos na proseso ng monitoring, ng oversight. The reality kasi on the ground, Gretchen, is merong mga mayors po kasi na kapag DPWH na nagsimula, kapag national government na ito at biglang naghukay na sila, pakaramdam ng ibang mayors, wala na silang magawa kasi nga national government project ito. So ngayon, mas magkakaroon ngayon ng empowerment ang mga mayors nung si Pangulong Marcos na naglabas ng directive na ito.
So this is the first time that mayors will be required to sign off, correct?
That's correct, yes. The President mentioned it long ago when he was still a governor, merong ganitong policy. But that was many years ago. No? So ako, since naging mayor po ako ng 2019, wala namang ganitong formal acceptance talaga na kailangan from the mayor. So starting now, based on this directive, kinakailangan na mismo ang mayor ang pumirma ng acceptance sa mga completed projects.
Mayor, paano po yun? Kung na-budgetan po ang isang proyekto sa inyong city na hindi nyo kailangan, I mean, could you reject that, realign that? What happens?
Well, we cannot realign, Gretchen, kasi power ng Congress yan. Ano? In short, kami sa local government, ay ang involvement lang naman namin dito ay yung pag-determine ng mga kailangan namin. Sinasabi lang namin yan sa DPWH at sila naman na nagpapunta sa Congress. Ngayon, yung binanggit mo, yes, nangyayari yan. Bigla na lang mayroong mga projects na tinatayo na hindi naman talaga kailangan ng cities. In fact, even my fellow mayors have told me na minsan mayroong existing pumping station, nagtayo ng isa pang pumping station sa tabi lang nito na hindi naman kinakailangan. So, nasasayang yung pondo. Nasasayang yung pondo na pwede sanang gamitin sa mga mas kailangan namin sa LGUs. And again, it's the mayors that can best determine ano ba yung needs namin. Given na magpupunta ng DPWH, dapat dito sa mas mga kailangan natin proyekto.
So pwede nyo pong patigilin yun? A cease and desist order will halt that project? And what will happen to the funds kung sakasakali pong ipatigil po ninyo? Kasi meron din po mga reports na kumbaga yung maayos sa daan, sinisira, ginagawa ulit. At yun nga po, may mga proyekto na nakapagpapalala pa ng mga baha.
Yan ang magiging conflict nga dyan. Kapag talagang mangyayari ng ganyang may tinayo na hindi naman kailangan, pwedeng patigil yan ng mga mayors. Pero ang nangyayari nga po kasi, no, minsan by the time na nalaman ng LGUs, kapag simula na sila. So, patitigil yung project, it will now be left. Yung fund utilization yan, ma-hold yan. So, ito yung mga conflict na ayaw natin mangyayari, Gretchen. Kasi sayang naman, di ba? Kung nandiyan yung pondo, gamitin na lang natin ang tama. Ito ba yung mas pangangailangan namin? Kami po makakapagsabi niya sa DPWH.
Pero siguro kailangan din ma-figure out kung ano po mangyayaring kung sakasakali you get to that point where you would have to issue a cease and desist order to a certain project, yung kung ano po mangyayari dun sa pondo, that is yet to be figured out. Tama po ba?
Yung unutilized fund, ang DPWH naman ang magbabayad dun sa mga contractors, Gretchen. And kung hindi yan completed project, then dapat hindi sila mabayaran. Kasi hindi naman nila natapos yung proyekto. Yes, correct. So, magiging unutilized funds yan. At pwedeng bumalik yan ngayon sa national government sapagkat hindi po siya nagamit. Dapat yan po ang mangyari.
A resolution would be enough to give this power to the Metro Manila mayors? Or kailangan po ba may maipasa pa na bill sa tingin po ninyo para ito po ay ma-institutionalize at hindi na po magbago-bago sa panahon? Kasi kung dati po ay natanggal yung coordination na ito, ibig sabihin ay pwede rin mangyari ulit. Ano? I mean, your thoughts on that?
Yes, Gretchen, basically is a sentiment of a body. No? So, ito yung sentimento ng aming konseho, the sentiment of the Metro Manila mayors. Now, aside from this resolution, yung pinaka-directive ni Pangulong Marcos ang mahalaga dyan. Dahil meron na nga siyang directive to all national government agencies na dapat sila ay makipag-ugnayan. So, dun parang may napapanghawakan na yung mga LGUs. Now, moving forward, kung sino man yung magiging susunod na Pangulo natin eventually by 2028, once we have a new president, ay umaasa po tayo na magtuloy-tuloy rin ang ganitong direktiba. Kasi kapag hindi talaga involved ng LGUs sa planning, sa coordination, sa implementation ng ganitong mga national government projects, pwedeng mangyari ulit ang ganitong problema. So, yun po ang gusto nating iwasan. Alam nyo, something that I would like to say, no, I commend the President for raising these issues during his last State of the Nation address. Mula nung kanyang inilabas to sa kanyang SONA, ay nakita natin ay umandar na ng positibo ang mga pangyayari. No? Nagkaroon na ng mga investigations at ngayon, iniisa-isa na ngayon yung mga ghost at substandard projects. And more importantly, moving forward, yung procedures ay nakokorrect na at mas makakatulong ito for accountability and transparency moving forward.
Kahapon nga po yung ICI ay umikot sa Quezon City para mag-inspect ng mga flood control projects. Pero dyan sa San Juan City, kayo rin po ay nakaikot na at sabi niyo po walang ghost project doon nga po sa 13 flood control projects in San Juan City. But also, one of your major contractors is actually Wawaw Builders. Ina-inspect niyo po yung kanilang mga gawa. Kamusta po?
Yes, actually, tama po kayo. Ang Wawaw ay isa sa mga contractors ng DPWH na gumawa po rito. Ngunit wala namang problema dun sa ginawa po. So, merong mga projects ng Wawaw na alam ko ay questionable sa ibang mga lugar. Pero dito po sa San Juan, upon inspection, wala namang pong problema. So, kaya nga po, kaya kong sabihin na dito po sa San Juan, all our 13 flood control projects are intact. They're all existing. Wala pong ghost projects dyan. Wala pong substandard projects dyan. And also, all our pumping stations are fully operational. Nagagamit po namin kapag nagbabaha at bumabagyo.
And what are the best practices in your city that was able to ensure that? I mean, somehow na kompleto nga po ito na maayos ng contractor na ngayon ay iniimbestigahan na.
Yes, actually, malaki bagay talaga ang yung masigasika na nag-inspect, nagmo-monitor. I guess it helps that San Juan is not as big as other cities, Gretchen. Kasi yung ibang lungsod mas malalaki. Just imagine, Gretchen, in the provinces, no, yung malalaking land area ng mga cities natin. Medyo malayo sila from Metro Manila, so hindi masyadong namomonitor, no? So, ang nangyari dito, at ito naman ay base sa mga sumbong na rin sa akin ng mga kapwa mayors natin sa legal cities of the Philippines, doon ay very rampant yung bigla na lang nagsisimula ng project at sasabihin, national government project ito, fully funded na ito, kinakailangan ng gawin. So, doon nagkakaroon ng problema at pakaramdam nga ng mayor, nasasagasaan sila. Pakaramdam ng mayor, wala na kaming parang maging bahagi ng pagdidesisyon. So, malaking bagay talaga ang directive ni Pangulong Marcos po. At moving forward, this will really help in transparency and accountability.
Okay, bilang panghuli, isa pa na-approve na po yung no parking on national primary roads and secondary roads during specific window hours. Ano po yung mga specifics niyan? Paano po magbabago yung traffic? At paano mahuhuli itong mga lumalabag pa rin sa batas?
Yes, Gretchen. Something that I want to share with everyone, hindi po talaga pwede ang total street parking ban. When total street parking ban, hindi lahat ng tali at all times. Dahil we have to also consider the realities on the ground. No? Na we will still need parking spaces. Pero absolutely no parking Gretchen sa ating mga primary roads, sa ating thoroughfares, sa ating mabuhay lanes. Yan, absolutely parking at all times. But when it comes to secondary national roads, through local ordinances, pwedeng pumrata except during rush hours, so 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. to 8 p.m., bawal yan. When it comes naman to tertiary roads, so yung mga mas inner roads to Gret, masyadong ginagamit talaga, or hindi naman nagiging sagabal sa traffic, yan can through local ordinances, pwedeng gamitin din yan as parking spaces, pwedeng one parking, or again, pwedeng parking during certain times of the day.
Itong Swift Traffic Action Group, this is a new group. What colors will they be wearing?
Well, under the MMDA yan. So, this is a team that basically will handle the monitoring of parking and legal parking. So, ang tanong nyo nga kanina, sino ang magbabantay? Combination to ng MMDA traffic enforcers at ang ating mga local government units traffic enforcers. So, kailangan ma-deputize ang mga LGU traffic enforcers, Gretchen, para makapag-issue sila ng mga citation tickets. So, this will be a joint undertaking of the MMDA and LGUs kasi ang number of enforcers that will not be monitor all our roads in Metro Manila. So, kailangan pagtulungan talaga ng MMDA at ng LGUs po ito.
Yung illegal parking, yan po ay mahuhuli rin po ng NCAP, ng mga CCTV?
Ang NCAP ngayon, Gretchen, kasi ang pinapayagan pa lamang yung NCAP under the MMDA. Right now, the NCAP ng mga LGUs may TRO pa rin. But in the event na malift ang TRO, mas makakapag-monitor na rin po ang LGUs. No? Ang NCAP kasi, para sa akin, Gretchen, no? Malaking bagay, malaking tulong. Kasi yung mga motorista natin, alam nila na kahit walang physical traffic enforcer, ay alam nilang na monitor pa rin sila. So, I'm really hoping that at some point, malift nga yung NCAP sa LGUs para aside from our physical traffic enforcers, ay meron tayong cameras all over the city na nagmamonitor 24 hours a day. So, yan ay para sa akin isang mahalagang hakbang sa mas magandang implementasyon itong traffic regulations, pati yung no parking. Kasi under the Metro Manila Traffic Code, Gretchen, ito yung ating single ticketing system wherein all 20 common traffic violations in Metro Manila have been uniform in terms of the amount of fines. Yan po ang magiging basis natin sa paghuli. So under the Metro Manila Traffic Code, merong mga fines na ang illegal po, double parking and all other traffic violations.
Sana lumabas na po yung mga desisyon na yun sa lalong madaling panahon. But in the meantime, maraming salamat for updating us on these developments. And thank you for your time. This Friday, we have Metro Manila Council President and San Juan Mayor Francis Zamora.
Thank you very much also, Gretchen.